It's okay if you try something and you hate it. There's so many people who buy like tarot card decks thinking that it would do something for them.
Yeah.
And then later on, as they acquire more or they don't acquire more, they just realize they never touched it.
Yeah.
It's okay to just give it away, because at that point you thought, but it wasn't.
It's
like, don't
okay.
be hard on yourself.
Yeah,
like,
just let it go and
Yeah.
try something else. And for me personally, I found that as I read, I had periods of time where I felt like I couldn't read.
yes.
I really felt like I couldn't read, and I had been reading really well before that. I'd even been giving, I still do, but giving readings. And then I've gone through weird periods where I felt like I couldn't read as well. And I don't know, maybe you just go through seasons or cycles with reading, or you're meant to be in hermitude more, even as a reader, and not give it away as much. You're meant to just sit and contemplate and digest or process the messages that you had been getting, and that somehow spills over into you reading for other people. And so you need to take a break or push through. I don't know what your situation is, but I think that's normal, is what I'm trying to say. To just have moments where you're like, why can't I read? Why does the channel feel blocked? Why are things slow? Or even though you know these things, you know them, they can be hard to come through sometimes. And I think that's okay. Don't beat yourself up about that.
Absolutely. The tarot learning journey is not just like, you don't just go up. You're going to sometimes make so much progress and then all of a sudden be like, I just feel like I'm not getting anywhere. It's just like, it's just part and parcel of learning. And I honestly think if you've got any sort of psychic sense,
you'll be fine.
You're more likely to be a non-linear learner.
Yes. And you'll figure out your own way anyway. And I think that's to Tandra's point, having multiple ways of divining helps, because when one channel feels not useful anymore or really hard, you can just use a different type of thing. But also having other people around you that read help you too. And I think divining for yourself should be something you do privately and maybe in a more shadow work way. I know it's really hard, but if you sit there and keep asking, should I date this person? Should I make this decision? And you ask the tarot erratically, I find you're going to get convoluted messages and conflicting stuff. It's only going to make you feel more insane. So sometimes if you really feel like you need to read on a situation in your life and it's one that's high stakes, or you feel like you're more obsessed with it, go to people that you trust and get readings from them, and refrain from obsessively reading on yourself. If you do, make it be fun things in the past that you were curious about, things you might want to learn about your inner world, lessons that might be incoming for you. Keep it like you're doing self-help kind of, otherwise you'll fall in a trap of, I think, like making yourself insane, just asking the same questions. I'm speaking from experience, and I'm speaking from watching other people do it too. And it's not fun.
Exactly.
Avoid that.
I realized I set this up for when I was standing and not when I was sitting. So we could probably do it a little bit better. Do you have shadow? Keeps a shadow in this position. Good.
Oh, not really. Very barely. It's like in the middle.
Perfect. Yeah, to follow on to what Winaya said, I actually think a really good practice when you're in a really stable place and you're not feeling the need to utilize tarot as an escape or to force it to say what you wanted to say because you're hyperfixating on something. A really good practice to connect with your cards is a daily card draw. If you're a morning person, I'll explain it this way, but if you're an evening person, maybe do it at night instead. But I have at separate points of my life done daily card draws first thing in the morning, waking up earlier than everyone when the day is quiet and making it like very ritualistic, intentional time alone, making a tea, bringing my cards out to the lounge room, sitting there like with ambient lighting as like the sun is slowly rising, in the distance in the horizon, and then shuffling, asking about the message for the day.